Olá pessoal, tudo bem? Estamos começando o nosso WIZCAST. Na verdade nós nem demos nome ainda, né? Porque é um projeto, é algo que estamos fazendo, que estamos montando como se fosse um bebê que vai ser formado. E nós aqui da Mr. Wiz, eu, Thiago, professor, mentor, na verdade, coordenador pedagógico, com a Tiele, que ela vai se apresentar daqui a pouco. Vamos fazer esse podcast, eu espero que seja leve, que seja fácil, em inglês, para que vocês acompanhem como nós trabalhamos aqui, como esperamos que nossos alunos aprendam. E esse projeto vai ter sequência com os nossos alunos. Eles vão ser responsáveis, os nossos adolescentes, talvez até as crianças, por montar projetos de podcast e virem até aqui e apresentar para vocês também. Não é isso, Tiele?
Isso, que bacana, muito legal. Vamos lá, vamos inspirar, né, Thiago?
Vamos. So, as I was saying, I'm a mentor here, I'm a coordinator, and before asking you some questions, I'd like to introduce myself. My experience as an English teacher, well, it's been over 20 years now, and it's something I'm really proud of. Teaching. I love teaching. Teenagers, adults, and now kids. It's been part of my life. Here at Mr. Wiz, I have the chance of teaching not only English, but also entrepreneurship, emotional intelligence, finance, leadership, things that I studied. I have a degree in economics. I have a course in neurolanguage. Neurolanguage, yes, I have a course in that as well. And I prepared myself in order to be able to do that, to talk to them with property. What about you, Jen?
Well, I've been an English teacher too for 25 years. Hello guys, my name is Tiele. It's my first podcast, so I'm a little bit nervous, but so happy to be here. I've already taught kids and adults and teenagers. I love English, I love the culture and all aspects of it. And so for me it's so much fun to be in class and interacting with students and learning so much from them. Right now I'm a mentor here at Mr. Wiz, and it's such an interesting, how can I say, area of teaching, because we do not only teach English but other skills too. So it's great. I hope you really enjoy.
And it's good because it challenges us every day, right?
Sure.
And there is something you said, that English is fun. Is it true?
Well, I'm suspect because I've always liked the language since I was 3. I've been studying English. My dad made me start English when I was 3 years old. And I'm sure English is fun, and there are so many ways to learn. I mean, nowadays you can learn English with movies and games and series and music, and so just try to learn with something you love and you enjoy, and it's going to be fun.
That's it. English has to be fun, because English is not something that is like mathematics or science or history, that is something defined. This is a language, is something organic. Every day there is a new word, there is a new slang. And if it's not fun, you are never learning it. When I say that is, people, most of the students, they connect homework, they connect the process of learning with something tedious. And if learning English is tedious, you are not going anywhere. You are going to suffer, you are going to struggle with the language. You are having so many problems in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So these 3 letters, F, U, N, they are fundamental.
Yeah.
You know, not just fun, but fundamental
Yes.
for them to learn English.
I agree.
And continuing this aspect of fun, is there a favorite English word for you?
Thiago, I do. Guys, my favorite word in English is mom. You know what? Because my daughter, she calls me mom all the time, and she's 17 and she still says mom. And I love hearing that, so that's my favorite word for sure.
That's so nice. Well, when I come to think of it, when I was, I guess, maybe in my 20s, some years ago, I learned how to pronounce correct the word leukemia. I know it's kind of dark, I know it's a disease, but the way you pronounce it, it's so different from the way you spell it. So it kind of stuck in my mind, you know, leukemia is a different word, and it's a word that I don't like the idea of having it, of course, but I like the way it sounds in my mouth, you know, so that's for sure.
Nice.
Now, one question for our students. How do you think English can help them in the future?
Students, English gives us the power of having a variety of choices and possibilities. And by learning English, you can choose whatever you want. And obviously, you will have so much more opportunities, so much more ways of choosing, because in English you have an unlimited quantity of information. So obviously not only information, but more a much wider number of choices and jobs.
Yeah, and also being able to communicate to anyone, anywhere in the world. I think this is fascinating. This is something that sets you free, you know. And going back to the fun thing, is it possible to learn English through music?
I totally agree.
Yes?
Yeah, I've had so many students that loved the songs, and because they loved, they listened to them so many times, and obviously they memorized the words, they learned vocabulary, they learned pronunciation, and at the same time having fun. So I definitely think you can learn new songs.
Yeah, that's something that, this is the way I learn English, by association, you know. So most of the time my students, if you are listening to me, when they ask me a word they don't know or how to say a specific word, a song pops to my head, and then I start singing like out of the blue, and they, why are you singing? You know, because if somehow I convey some kind of emotion in order to explain to you, I know it will be harder for you to forget, for you to let it go. And I'm not a tech-savvy person, I'm not so addicted to technology, but I've done 2 playlists on Deezer or Spotify or your favorite platform with the words, the songs I got from the words my students asked me, from book 1 and book 2.
So nice.
Yes, if I'm not wrong, I guess if it's possible to add it, I'll have here the link for you to get it on the subtitles, okay? It's Mr. Wiz book 1, Mr. Wiz book 2, and your favorite platform. So it could be, they are in English, of course. And they're not old, but classic songs, you know?
The best.
Yes. Yeah. What about you? Do you have any questions you'd like to ask?
Sure. Let's go. Let's be real here. So I would like your honest opinion about what is really difficult and what is really easy in English for you.
You mean on my learning process?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and also in your teaching process too, both.
Okay. To me, as a learner, what I deemed difficult, well, I guess I've been passionate with the language for so long, because when people ask, how long am I supposed to study English? And I've been studying English formally studying since 2003. So it makes like 26 years, oh my God, 23 years. My math is not good, but okay. 23 years I've been learning every and each day, learning something new, But I guess, since I'm a teacher, memorizing grammar, rules, and the applicability of them was the hard part.
So, have you ever put your English into testing?
Well, that's a good question, because the first time I had a chance to travel abroad, I had been teaching for, I guess, 7 years. So I had been a teacher for 7 years, and I had never put my English into real testing, So I was very excited about it. And 3 things were a realization of that I really knew English at that time, because people would tell me before I traveled, before I had the experience, that in customs, when you are in line, you are so nervous or so anxious into talking to them, into letting them know that you are not there to be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to return, yes, and that was my plan. So when I got to my booth, there was an Indian guy, and they said that Indian guys, they have a difficult English, And to my surprise, I could understand everything he said. I was very pleased with that he understood everything I said. He was, of course, he was not sentimental as I was, because I was happy being there. I guess he wasn't, or at least he was showing that he had no patience to be listening to me.
Right.
And then I did it. And then the other thing that I loved was, there was a day, my friends and I, we decided to stay in a hotel and not go out that night because we were tired. We had been walking the whole day, because when you travel, that's what you do. You walk
and
a
it's
lot.
great, by the way.
Yes, it is. It is great. So I decided to order some pizza. Yes, and when I guess I found their number online, and then I rang the place. The woman that answered, she's a Latin woman, I guess Puerto Rican or something like that. And then I was like, wow, okay, let me practice my English again. And to my surprise, the pizza arrived the way I had ordered, There was no surprise into that, because there are so many memes where people order things randomly and they get something totally different from what they ordered.
Mm-hmm. What country were you, by the way?
I was in the U.S.
Okay.
I was in the U.S., but this pizza in specific, I was in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And in Miami, if you don't want to practice English, it's okay, because you can speak Spanish there, and it's even Portuguese.
Yeah, true.
You communicate well there.
Uh-huh.
And then when I went to New York, I was buying a camera. This is one big regret I have buying this camera, by the way, because I only clicked it there in the US. When I came back to Musclares, wow, oh my God. And I'm selling it if anybody wants it.
Why?
Because of my cell phone, and
Right.
it's more practical.
Uh-huh.
Having a camera, places, it's kind of heavy. No, I mean, it's great having a camera, The thing is, I was shopping for this camera, and this guy, the salesperson, he's an American, and it was so nice because he was trying to explain to me a word, like the advantage of buying that specific lens.
Right.
And he was doing like that, this gesture, because he had forgotten the word he was going to use. And then I told him, is it wider? And then, oh yeah, thank you. So I felt really happy because I could help him find a word that he had forgotten, you know?
That's amazing
Yes.
feeling. So nice. Good. Right. Thiago, is there any person who inspires you to learn English?
Well, this is hard. I guess when it comes to English, I'm a self-driven person. You know, I feel challenged. If, of course, we are speaking English, but if we were speaking Portuguese here and I listen to someone speaking English, I would have like one of my antennas as if I were like Chapolin, you know? I'll be listening to what they're saying.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I'm fascinated too.
Because it challenges me and it motivates me. But people that inspire me are people that speak English the faster. You know? Like when I was a teenager and I could understand what Eminem was singing in that movie.
50 Cent.
No, the movies. I guess our students or the people listening to us won't remember because it's an old movie. And it's kind of trashy movie, okay? But the name of the movie is 8 Mile.
Okay.
And in the movie there is a rap battle. And it made me very happy that I could understand what they were saying, you know? And from that moment on, I try to challenge myself listening to rap, listening to movies that force our listening into learning new slangs, new expressions, you know? There is a movie called Snatch. I don't know if I've seen it.
No, and I love movies, I would know.
This is a movie, and I recommend for you guys at home as well, with Brad Pitt, in which he's a gypsy. And his English is crazy hard to understand, you know. Even for the characters in the movie.
Now I want to watch.
It's a great movie. I recommend. It's nice and it's funny, and the English is challenging.
Makes you want to learn.
Yes,
right?
That's it.
Okay.
What about you? Is there anyone that inspires you?
Yes, I was thinking about it. I've never thought about it. And this morning I was reading the questions and I thought two people, if I could say. First, my students. They inspire me to learn, to keep learning, to be better, to keep studying, because they, as I told you in the beginning, we learn so much from them, and they make us want to learn more. And another person is my dad. He really loves the language. He's a doctor, but nothing to do with English, but it's something that he has always loved. And since I was a very young kid, he put me to study. And I wish I brought my books, my old books. And we would sing songs. I remember that in a very young age. And for sure, he was a person who inspired me in this path.
Not forced, inspired.
Inspired, I would
Perfect.
say that. Yes, yes, totally. Talking about something different now. Students are very self-conscious and very afraid of making mistakes.
That's for sure.
And that, as a teacher, what do you think about making mistakes?
Well, this is interesting because actually it's easier said than done, right? But the thing is, mistakes are the chance of you listening to yourself saying those things. You know, because when you correct what you could have said, there is no learning process. But if you listen to yourself saying something wrong, as I just did some words ago, and then okay, I said something wrong, and it's normal. It's normal because I know the rule, but I said it out loud. I listened to myself. I gave my teacher the chance to correct me so I can do it again, but now in the right way.
And they will probably never forget.
Yeah.
They will keep the learning, and now they know what's correct.
That's it. But if they don't say it aloud, they keep the doubts to themselves and they never learn. And the fear will just get bigger and bigger and bigger because classes, they tend to get more complex.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to complexify structures. I tend to know it's natural. The further I go into classes, the further I am expected to be speaking English.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And if I am not learning from my mistakes, I'm keeping the mistakes, and there is no development. So, fear is something natural. It's something that we all have. But do not let it paralyze you. That's my tip.
It's okay to make mistakes,
Yes.
totally, right? We do it in Portuguese, right?
We do it all the time.
Uh-huh. Great.
Because we really help them. It's not that everybody learning English will have their lives modified or changed because they know English. But once they are prepared, they have what it takes. You know?
And you never know when an opportunity will come.
That's it.
Because I get so many people, friends calling and saying, Chelly, I need to learn English in 2 months, in 1 month, for a job interview, or for a trip, or for a promotion at work. And I'm so sorry to say that you cannot learn English in a month.
Yeah.
So they should have thought before, right? Because you need to be prepared sometime for the opportunity when it comes.
Actually, they can learn something, but not how much they need to learn in 2 months.
For that
Yeah.
specifically, right?
It's kind of hard to squeeze in, like, I don't know, a quarter of a million words into someone's mind to make sense.
Yeah, and they need to be confident because when you doesn't matter what you put on your resume. Oh, I'm advanced. Doesn't matter what you put. It matters is when you talk. They will want to talk to you and see if your English is advanced or not. So, right? English you have to prove somehow for jobs and careers and promotions. So, it's great when you are prepared.
Yes, that's it.
And it's an honor for us to meet students and
It is.
feel the recognition.
Yes, it is. It is. It shows us how important our job is, and how important what we have to tell them is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not easy.
Yeah.
It is a life you are changing.
Mm-hmm.
And here at Mr. Wiz, as I said in the beginning, we are changing also emotional intelligence and preparing them to have their own business. If not something physical, to see themselves as the best, and the only thing they have to modify and to go forward is themselves.
Personally, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
That's why I work here, so of course I would say that. But this is something I truly say from the bottom of my heart. I love teaching, and I love having all of you here visiting us and studying with us. Well, time flies when we are having fun, right?
Yeah, sure.
At least on my part, I had a lot of fun.
I loved it. Great experience.
And I hope our students, they are watching and they get the tone of what we expect from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we expect something natural.
Yeah.
We expect them that they are able to show themselves in front of a camera, to expose themselves, but not in a bad way. I think nowadays we have access to so much, but we choose to watch what does not help us, what contaminates us, you know? So let's provide people at home, wherever you are watching us, something that is positive, something that is productive, something that will make you wiser,
Sure.
Yes.
Sure, I think we did.
So, thank you. And what are your final considerations?
I loved talking and helping students to see this side,
Yeah.
right, of a classroom as teachers, and how we feel, and talking about some things that people say and sometimes are not true. So it was great. Thank you so much for inviting me, Thiago, and I hope the students will do a great job.
Yeah, they sure will.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
See you next time.
See you.